What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Climax, the newest movie from director Gaspar Noé, director of movies like Love, which I haven't seen. I've heard it talked about, and I wanted to see, but just never got around to seeing it. Enter the Void, where it's like a DMT movie, where the main character is like first person doing DMT, trying to show you kind of like the DMT trip from the user's perspective. And then Irreversible, just a little movie about rape. Pretty graphic, long rape scene. And I think that's also the movie where they show like a dude's head gets crushed in by a fire extinguisher. Not real, but made it to look real. So this guy likes to go dark. It's a foreign film, but it's about this dance troupe who is doing a rehearsal in a school in France, and it's winter time, and they're locked in, and they're doing a rehearsal because they're about to go on a U.S. tour, and so it's it starts off where they're like interviewing these different dancers, and you kind of get to know them a little bit, kind of get to know their personalities, because this movie is just a bunch of characters, and it skips between different conversations that are going on. But it starts off with interviews, and then it cuts to kind of the end of the rehearsal as like everybody's dancing, and there's the DJ playing, and just kind of crazy. So they dance, and then it's over, and it's time to party. Somebody has brought big punch bowls of sangria, and everybody's drinking and eating and having a good time. The director of the show is there with her kid. She's trying to, be a good mom and spend more time with her kid because she's such a workaholic, and everybody's starting to drink and get loosened up, and you kind of see the camera. The first part of this movie, during like the after the interview part, and then it's the rehearsal scene, it basically feels like a single camera is just one huge long cut. I don't know if it's I have a feeling it's multiple super long cuts, but it's super long cuts, just kind of following people as they're weaving in and out through the dance floor, and people's interactions with each other, and then it starts cutting to like hard cuts to just static shots of people having you're just stepping into their conversation, and just people are having crazy different conversations. You're seeing dynamics, quote unquote relationship dynamics, and just kind of all of the things that are going on, right? So you're getting to know all these different characters. You're kind of seeing their perspective, and then you realize, right? People start to realize that something's wrong. The sangria was spiked with LSD, and people are now tripping. Okay, so you have a group of people who are one, getting drunk because they're downing sangria, but then also secretly dosed with who knows how high a level of LSD. I've never done LSD, but my only experience from observations in movies and documentaries, that doesn't take a lot of LSD to be highly effective, right? So who knows how much LSD is in the punch? Who knows how much? So people are getting just dosed the fuck out, right? And people, there's one theory with the Salem witch trials that people were dosed on ergot, which is like a mold that grows on bread because of like the harvest or whatever. So it's like people, especially if you don't know you're being dosed with a hallucinogen, they start to go crazy. In this movie, they go crazy, man, and it kind of explores the idea of what if you were to, in a confined space, a group of people that don't all really know each other that well, they're in a way coworkers with each other, just get dosed with something that's, literally can make some people crazy, and then just not even knowing that you're being dosed, you're not going to be making the clearest of decisions because you don't exactly know what reality is. So people start flipping the shit out. They're trying to find out who dosed it. So they immediately blame anybody that wasn't drinking. So there's one guy who wasn't drinking because of, religious reasons. So they kick him out into the cold. They just kick him out. They force him out. They're like, then there's another chick that they find out wasn't drinking either, who wasn't feeling well. You find out that she was pregnant. That's why she wasn't drinking. But they are so like out of their minds wanting to blame her that they like stab her, and they like, it's just like a mob of them trying to kill her. What I would imagine was similar during the Salem witch trials, when you have fucking people tripping their balls off thinking that people are witches, and hysterically wanting to burn them at the stake, get rid of the demon, whatever, because they're on this like crazy bad trip. The mom that has the kid, she starts to flip out. She's like, just go to sleep. Everything's like, this is just when it was normal drinking. She's like, kid, get out of here. It's party time for the adults. So you got to go sleep. Of course, while everybody starts to trip the fuck out, this kid comes back out to the party and starts drinking the sangria. So now the mom knows she's tripping balls. Now she knows her son just, dosed himself with sangria and a shot of LSD. So in her delusion, she wants to lock him away again to be quote unquote safe. So she takes him into an electrical closet, right, where you have the breaker panel is kind of open. You hear the hum of the electricity. And she she closes it up and she says, don't touch that, son. Like, I'm not in the mind space to understand that you just got dosed with LSD and you may not be able to follow my instructions. But let's just say you are. Don't touch this electrical closet because bad things might happen. So she puts him in there. She closes the cover to the breaker box, and then she closes the electrical closet door and locks the door. Okay, so now her kid is in the electrical closet. Cut to, towards the end of the movie when things are just going dark. There's incest. There's a brother and sister that are like, the brother's like raping the sister. And it's like, this movie is dark as fuck. Dark as fuck. And then bam, breakers pop. Right? Because the mom lost the key. She's trying to get the kid out. So she's banging her head on the door. Right? Trying to get in there to get her kid out, right? But before she can, bang, breakers pop, no more kid, right? Fuck. And the mom kills herself trying to break down the door with her head. It's such a dark movie, man. Such a dark movie. It was an experience. I was not expecting it. It's a foreign film, so you're reading subtitles, but I was into it. One of the, I don't know if it's distributors, producers, was Vice, which makes sense. They're very open and into, drug. And I would imagine there's some level of accuracy with, what happened and how people would react. Crazy movie, Climax. Crazy. I highly recommend watching it, even though I just spoiled the fuck out of like some of the craziness that happens in that movie. But if you're into heavy, dark movies, man, that is a crazy one. Eventually the cops show up, and then you kind of see, because when you're in it, you're just in the madness. You're just in the madness with all these people going crazy. And then once the police show up, which I forget why they show up, but eventually they show up, and it does these slow pans over the carnage that's left. Crazy movie. I'm going to go watch Love. It was on Netflix. I'm going to see if it's still there, but I'll watch it and maybe I'll talk about it next week. But Gaspar Noé is a bad motherfucker. It's just dark shit, man. Just super dark. But that's it for this episode. New episodes of this show come out daily. Subscribe on IGTV and wherever podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. InspiredDisorder.com for all of my artwork. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.